where we left off. So last time, Francois was here, but for a brief time. And but he made an impression deep on our harps. And so yeah, you guys spent like 2 sessions in a tavern or three. And you were eating breakfast. A couple people came in. One was an ale merchant, a beer man, who hired the party to protect him, and now he's hanging out with you, as well as Francois Killshaw, who had a strange phase static reaction with Miki. And then you guys finally started heading towards the Mage College after multiple sessions of RP. We got into the story. During the walk, backstories were discussed. Andre got drunk. He's still drunk, although the effect is only for 3 hours. Andre got drunk when he heard some triggery stuff. You guys got to the Mage College. You met the doorman, Ernest Honor Castle, who didn't want to let you in, but then he did. You went and signed in, but nobody was there. And then all of a sudden, Sherry popped up behind you, bobbing up and down and stuff. And he led you down through the quad, down some hallways, past the teleportation room to Schnabel, which is a dwarf wizard who is sitting behind a desk in a tower-like room, big open room with a super high ceiling, and way up at the top there are two arched windows. Cat, you're blocking my talk. Uh, two arched windows way up at the top of the tower, and he's sitting at the bottom behind this big desk that has some books on it, and he's this big dwarf behind the desk. And I guess you convinced him that there was a reason to talk to Fadra Rule. Tell me, what did you say to Schnabel that convinced him? How did this convincing happen? Tell me about the conversation with Schnabel.
A Glock.
What?
A Glock.
What?
The most like a gun, like most convincing thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Fair.
Tell me about the last few moments of gameplay before we left off. Someone.
I was all Mickey with the conversation. I tried, completely failed in every way, and then Mickey
Uh,
just took over.
Fuck. I'm blanking. I think
Shit, what
I
did we
meant
say?
I think I mentioned that that the that we found that the queen was being possessed by a demon, and that she
We have said that?
I think so.
Well,
Did we just say everything? If we did, would we
Well,
have said like the queen was possessed and wanted to defund you?
Yeah, I said like yeah, I think I remember the queen was very much against Fodger rule, that she very much spoke out about like his spending, and we thought that maybe that's correlated to like maybe they got too close to Galathakosh and the other demon.
yeah, it's basically how it went. You just told him that she died. There's a power struggle. They want to see why she didn't like them, to see if they're getting too close to the truth, that we already found out. And honestly, that's all I remember. I'm super, super blanked about the ending of it. All I remember is how I just crashed.
How you crashed?
Yeah. Oh, like Cazador used with the doorman, he was like trying to explain like, yo man, the queen just died and we gotta get in and see what's happening with the whole defunding thing. And then he was like, I'm sorry, we can't let you in, buddy. I'm like, I suck at words. Mickey, please help me.
Well, I'm gonna take 90 seconds to kiss my wife goodnight.
Here. And then everyone was like, isn't that Noble still alive? I'm like, oh no. So I just kind of stopped.
So what exactly did you ask of Schnabel, and what did you tell Schnabel? And once you tell me what you asked of Schnabel, and what you told him, we will begin.
So I feel like there's a world in which we were very tactical and smart, and we only said the things he would think were interesting. Like we were like, oh, the queen wants to defund you, and we're not going to tell you about the devil conspiracy because we shouldn't tell random people that. But I feel like we definitely did tell him that.
I know you told him she was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they knew that. I feel like we told them about the devils. I feel like
Yeah.
we told them everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. So and what were you trying to get from Schnabel by telling him that?
I believe we were just trying to get a meeting with
Yeah.
Fodra Rule.
Yeah.
I think we were also trying to figure out why she would defund them.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why are you guys kind of enemies of the queen?
Yeah. The enemy of my enemy
Yeah.
is my friend.
And then he mysteriously looked up and was like, what do you think, Fodra Rule? And it was spooky.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that is exactly where we will start.
Oh, that's what you were fishing for.
He listened to all that and he said, yeah, it sounds like a good reason.
What?
Fodra Rule.
Where's this
I
coming
don't
from?
think that was his voice, but I'm loving it.
Did I not do this voice last time?
Oh.
No.
That's Schnabel's voice, bro.
I love it.
Right.
Sometimes I don't do it because I can't do it. I'm practicing doing his voice every fucking time. Yeah. I'm practicing doing his voice, so I'm gonna do his voice. I'm gonna try to do his voice correctly. Can anyone identify who he sounds like?
Try again. Say it again.
No.
Get to the chopper.
Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Schnabel is like, fuck. Now I'm too embarrassed. I'm just gonna do no.
No, we got
love
it.
it.
You
We
got
I
it.
love
loved
it.
it.
We love the Schnabel.
No, too embarrassing. Can you see him blushing?
Oh.
Schnabel is like, yeah, I think this is a good reason to talk to Fodra Rule.
Come with me if you want to live.
I can only do this voice for kids, not for adults. It's too
No.
embarrassing. for adults.
You're good.
My other friend who's a DM has a Yoda voice that he did once for a minute and never again. And we're always begging for it.
So he says that, and then he says, what do you think, Fodra Rule? And above you, way at the top of this sort of really tall tower room where there are arched windows, this guy,
Dang.
this Vedalkin, blue-skinned Vedalkin in wizard robes, floats in through the pointed stone window at the top of this big tower room, and looks down at you all silently, and he looks at the group way up above you, looking down at Schnabel behind the desk, and he says, so these are they. And then he floats out the other window on the other side of the tower. And as he's leaving, he turns to Schnabel and just nods at him, and then continues floating out the other window. And Schnabel looks back at you all and says, I am sorry, he is very busy. Father Arul is a very busy man, but anything you want him to know, you can tell me. And anything he can grant you, I can grant you as well. Eve is fucking loving this voice.
I just got really emotional thinking about these two characters having like work meetings with each other. 'Cause, like they're like confidants. They talk a lot. The dichotomy was that it's just like he was so serious. I really like Schnabel. I'm into this. We're starting strong.
As a Valentine's Day presents.
So Schnabel says, tell me what you want Father Arul to know, and I will see if I can help you. He just kind of stares at you.
As we all.
Okay, well, first off, you already know that the queen is dead. We did some research and looking around, and she looks like she was in with some dark dealings with a demon called Galathakosh, as well as some others connected in high places. And it looks like they were trying to stage something. We're just kind of hoping to gain, like, maybe she was really adamant in her letters that she had in her room that she wanted to cut the funding to the Mage College, explicitly calling out the spending of Lord Fajarul. So we were hoping that maybe there was some sort of connection there, maybe some research into demonic entities that got too close, or some sort of magic or something that got too close to what their true objectives are.
Schnabel nods, and he says, I'm going to try to do a light version of the accent and see if that works. He's like, yeah, I don't know why the queen was against Fadra rule, but he has recently been speaking publicly about the need to strengthen the threefold pact. You know, the ancient threefold, the barrier, the great barrier. He believes that needs to be reinforced, that certain evil forces have seeped through in years past, and that the barrier needs to be strengthened. Besides that, most of his work has been normal for running a mage college. Perhaps the queen was seeking to weaken his work, to defund him and see him replaced. There is a vocal faction against Fadra Rul, who seek the opposite of his wishes. And the queen might have wished to see him replaced and to support those who disagree with him.
Would you have any conception of what kind of evil forces were slipping through the pact, if you meant like political forces or otherwise?
There have been reports of monsters in this country. This country has been ruled by humans for hundreds of years and has been cleared of most monsters. So we received reports, for example, of a massive dire bear in the woods, as well as animated creatures. This is strange and different. And for this reason, over the past months, Fadra rule has sought to strengthen the Great Barrier as some sort of can't think of the
Contingency?
right word. Can't think of the right word. Advanced protection from this problem, a preemptive strengthening of the barrier. And he looks at each of you and he says, by the way, some of you seem to have some facility with magic. Are you interested in joining the Mage College? I could send you to Sherry, our Dean of Academic Affairs, to look at having you enter the Mage College.
And do any of you have any sort of blade singing or elven magic of any kind? Or where you can learn of any elven magic or anything?
Ah, of course, yes. We teach all brands of wizardry here at the Mage College. You understand the Mage Colleges are networked in between each of the major cities via teleportation circle. So the academic research is shared between all countries. It is a wonderful place for a young person to grow. Only 2,000 gold per year for tuition. If you would be interested in joining, Sherry can direct you to Genevieve, our Dean of Admissions.
Only 2,000 a year. That is very generous.
What are you talking about? Shit, sorry.
Oh, I apologize. I forgot.
No.
My bad. I did not mean any offense by it.
No, I apologize. I didn't mean to have an outburst in front of an important person.
It is all good.
Schnabel is like, please, don't. I am not trying to sell you anything. I just was thinking maybe you would have some interest. Don't worry. Anyway, I appreciate you bringing this information to me about about the Queen wishing to defund the wonderful Fadra rule and replace him. But it is a sad situation. But it sounds like she is no more, so these worries are also no more.
At least in our nation, it seems like there's connections elsewhere, that we're trying to get to the bottom of. We were kind of hoping that maybe there was something there, but I guess we gotta look a bit closer into something else, I guess.
Absolutely.
I did have a thought about. I mean, I suppose we can talk more about what this information we've gotten might mean. Yeah, would there be anything else about what Fadra rule's relationship with the Queen was, or is that all?
No. Fadra rule is the High Elder Archmage of the college, and he is one of the 13 Elder Archmages that are the ruling council of our school. And as I said, he has mostly been doing just the normal administrative activities of running a mage college. But as I mentioned, there is a bit of factionalism within the college now, and Fadra Rule is the main leader of those who seek to strengthen the Great Barrier.
Interesting.
Is there anyone in the 13 ruling archmages that oppose him? You said it's factions. Who's the main opponent of that?
He leans close to you. And he says, well, Mjördin.
Remral Murden?
He says, excuse me, well, Mjördin.
Oh,
Well,
well, Ra.
Sorry, I'm gonna type it in the chat.
I feel like this name is important.
I was thinking about how all the names I write down are pretty much approximations of how they're said.
I want to spell it and see if I spell it
Okay,
correctly just by
should-
hearing it. I'm not, but I just want to see.
Well, Mjördin. Well, Mjördin is one of the elder archmages as well, and lately he has been making noises about how we need to lower the Great Barrier, that it is important to let in good forces as well as evil, so that we have more power and knowledge to combat the evil. Some of the mages are in support of this idea, but with Fadra rule at the helm of the Mage College, it will never go in Welra's favor. You all are very silent. I hope I have been helpful for you.
No, you're being very helpful. I guess we're just all taking it in and making sure.
Hmm. Yes. And I just did not expect there to be a division within the mages, like with such a topic as this.
This has been an argument for many years. There are those that believe that the Great Barrier must be maintained at all costs, and others who simply consider it a tradition. Uh, this disagreement has at times simply lingered under the surface, but lately it has been a little more noticeable, with mages arguing with each other in the hallways, for example. It has not reached a level of total conflict and outrage, but it is certainly more notable lately.
Oh, I understand. Well, yes, that does make sense. With the different schools of magic, you have different viewpoints of magic and how to further it, and yes, that makes sense. Okay. Let us hope that this does not escalate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, well, you have given me a lot to think about. The queen has died. I believe you told me about dark forces with which she was working. I will discuss this with Fadra Rule and look for ways that we can seek out and combat any dark forces or influence in our land. And I thank you all for your service to the kingdom. I hope I have been of service to you today and have answered all questions that you have.
Absolutely. And I have one personal question, if you do not mind me asking, about Wilra. Has he ever had a meeting or any kind of conversing with the queen prior? Because if the queen did not like the archmage, the head of the college, and he was opposing him, then It just strikes questions in my mind, is what I'm trying to hint at.
To my knowledge, the Queen and Welra have only communicated as much as any of the other elders have communicated, but I do not follow Welra's schedule.
Okay,
This would be
thank you.
something for you to investigate yourselves.
Is Welra also a teacher here?
Yeah, he is a teacher, but also like Father Rule and myself, an administrator.
Hmm. And
Welrar Mirden.
and if someone were to enroll in the college, would they be able to um have him as a teacher directly, or be in like a class that he is in or studies in, or anything of the effect?
I suppose you might have to ask Genevieve, the Dean of Admissions, about the class schedules. Although,
Hmm.
if I remember correctly, the first years do not study with him. He is too advanced.
Okay, thank you. I believe my curiosity is sated for now.
I suppose my only question about the mage college is I don't have any academic background for anything. I also am a practicing wizard. I've been doing this kind of thing for a while. If I were to join, would I be treated as like a amateur or apprentice?
Well, yes, you would be a first year.
All right.
Within our organization, status is earned through slow, careful study. You are an interesting looking person. I have not seen anyone with glowing. Do you mind if I cast a spell on you for a moment?
Roll with some saving throw for a crash.
Oh, let's go.
Let's do it. Oops, that's all my do. I roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, cast a spell on me.
Okay. You see blue and white light start to circle around him in his hands, and then he starts going like this, and the light encompasses you and then comes in front of him, and it's sort of a sphere with white and blue glowing dots on it, almost like he's now looking at a globe that the energy came off of you. And then he looks up and he says, how long ago did you die?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, everything tells me that, you are not alive.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's common knowledge among us folk, I believe. Maybe a couple decades ago. I don't know, 3 or 4.
Also, it appears you are made out of metal.
Uh-huh. I mean, that's just visual.
And what is this? Your arcane ward. It is a little different, no?
What? Sure. I mean, it protects me like any arcane ward would.
Yeah. I would like to study you. Do you think do you think perhaps Fadra Rule and I could bring you to our laboratory to study you?
Tezor will lean over to Crash and whisper, "You know, Crash, you could possibly use this to your advantage to get a free tuition or something."
This feels a little crass, but that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, let's go. Great minds.
Hey. All right. Here. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I if you could stipend my tuition, I would be happy to partake in something like a study.
Okay, give me a persuasion roll.
Ooh, she's not good
So-
at this. I'm so bad at this.
You got this.
Any of y'all want to give me the help action?
I feel like
That's
Kaz.
Could-
Now, no
Could I-
asking for the
That's
help
fine. It's
action.
fine. I got it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Let's go.
add knowledge from a past life.
Oh.
All
Oh,
right.
sup?
21.
Wow. Schnabel says, yeah, that could be arranged. Uh, I will speak with Genevieve, the admissions director. Yeah. We're going to pump you up.
Damn. All right. Honestly?
Schnabel says, would you like to stay the night here?
Huh.
I will take you to the laboratory, and Fadra Rule will join us, and you will stay there for a while so we can study, because there is something I have not seen in your arcane ward before. And then, of course, you can start classes in May. Now he's Jamaican.
Great.
The more the merrier,
It's
man.
really throwing me that something this important is happening to my character from this voice. But this is great. All right, yeah, I can stay here. Thanks a lot. Wow.
Yeah, I will bring you to the laboratory, and we will place you there. And then we will have Genevieve come to speak with you about admissions. And Fadra Rule and myself will join you in a couple hours to study you.
All right, so I'll come in the evening, but I could potentially leave and come back. Or would you like me to stay in the college?
Well, we must study you. There is a ritual spell that we will need to conduct. If you would like to join me now, we can begin the ritual.
Gotcha. Yeah, sure. I mean, I am a part of this group. Do you all need me for anything for the rest of the day? I don't know.
Well, you are free to do as you wish. This sounds pretty exciting. I would not want to deprive you of an opportunity like this. Do as you
Uh,
please for me.
Would
Right.
would you like one of us to be here with you just in case they kind of dismantle you and have trouble putting you back together?
I think if I was dismantled, I wouldn't be able to come back together. I think I would die. Um,
Well, I mean, you
but
literally ate a fireball. I think you'd be okay.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but I wouldn't mind the company if one of you wanted to say. Again, I'm not. I'm happy to do whatever the group needs. So if any of y'all have the time, you can stay. But I think this might be where I leave you all for the day.
Well, I mean, uh, if you wanted, I could stay, and then I would be able to have ample time to read whatever is in the college.
Yeah.
Please.
They have a library in the other wing, so you can do that while we're doing the ritual.
See like a childlike glint in Casidore's eyes. I mean, if you insist, if you insist.
All right. Wow. That was an exciting day. I guess slightly less exciting than the day the queen died, but still.
What's going on with Andre?
I think I like look over to Miki and I just say, I mean, I just found out she died. The least I can do is give her a sick day.
Yeah.
So where are we heading, Miki? Let's keep the party going.
I mean, we can. I feel like we probably should report back to Prince Finn. Tell him and whoever is there, most likely down almost over is also probably there, about what we found here, and see what else takes us.
Now, I just want to take a pause as the DM and just kind of center us on what are our long-term goals here. Some of you have notes on this, some of you don't. Some of you have thoughts on this, some of you don't. There are a few different long-term goals. What are we working towards?
Right now, I think we're just settling things here until we go to Parvus, so we can, because we want to hit. My brain is like, we want to go. I want to talk to Fia. We got to go to Parvus and get those mushrooms for Miss Dang It, as well as, I guess, start on the investigation with whatever's going on with this like matron devil, and like figure out what might be wrong with leadership there. And then go maybe to the expanse that Kaz wanted to do to find whoever killed his family, I guess.
Oh yeah, the Ozaran.
Ozaran, because that's
Yeah.
close to Parvus, and then we can maybe start working our way to other matron people.
Okay. And so where are you interested in looking for the mistress people?
I mean, she's all over the continent, right? Like there was like, we know someone's in Parvus, and the thing mentioned Boghorn and something else. Bughorn or Rocante. How do you say it? Rosinante.
Rocinante,
Rosinante.
Parvus,
Parvus.
Bolgon.
Boghorn. I struggle.
So yeah, you talked about eventually going to Parvus and the Ozaran Expanse. You want to talk to Fia. Any other short-term or long-term goals that are on the agenda?
Miki would kind of selfishly, in her kind of goal, would try to see how Prince Finn feels about Dalmosover's daughter, and try to create a power play in between them.
Oh, bro. Let's go.
Trying to get our party, close to the ruling people.
Well, I guess you could look into that when you're checking in.
Yeah.
So Crash and Kaz want to hang out here, and Miki and Andre are thinking about going back and checking in with the prince and everybody. All right. So Schnabel looks at you, Miki, and looks at the autumn colored phoenix on your shoulder, on the shoulder of this 6'8" striking Eladrin woman, and and says, "Yeah, that is quite a bird."
Thank you. It's yeah.
Some type of fey creature.
Yeah, it's has connections to my family back home.
Yes, all of you would do well to join the Mage College. I was going to call you young lady, but maybe you are as old as me. I don't know.
I mean, I still feel pretty young for my age, so I may be apt.
Yes, age is but a number. And then he says, let us go to the lab. It is excellent to meet all of you. All of you are welcome to speak with me at any time. Let me know how I can help you. But let us get crushed to the lab so that we can study this abjuration ward, which is very different and perhaps of interest to Fadra rule.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And how, if you do not mind me inquiring of you, how close would I be able to get? Would I be able to wait outside the room and read, or like where would I be able to uh stay where I would be relatively close in case somebody needs me?
Well, most of the college is closed to people who are not students.
Mhm.
But we have public areas in which you could wait, like the quad or the lunchroom. But the odds are that your friend will be here for a couple of days.
Oh,
Okay. Not a problem, not a problem.
will I be able to? I'll be here exclusively for a few days.
Well, once we start the ritual to analyze you, it will take a while.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. I'll need to. So I don't need to leave or anything. I just need to cast a send in. Make sure everyone. All right. Well, Kaz, I don't need all you to stay here for the length of the ritual, but if you want to stay for the first couple hours or so, just to make
Yes.
sure things go well.
Absolutely.
Real quick, if you're gonna do that here, I unlatch from my belt a book, my spell book that I don't open very often, as I
So
use my bells to kind of. It seems like she can't really cast spells with her one hand and have a book in her hand. So she may be relying on other methods to have memorized spells. But she hands you this book that seems like it is a bunch of like very thin bronze sheets bound together in leather. And says that
Kezor would take it and like look at it, and you just look back at you. Why, thank you. This looks very neat.
this is my spell book. This
Really?
is the collection of every spell I know. You can feel free to potentially copy some of the spells I know over, or just look through if you'd like. Yeah, of
Absolutely. That sounds like fun. Thank you.
course.
Whenever you get out, I can give you my spell book and you can do the same.
Sure, yeah, we can do a little trade. Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Be careful with that fucking spell book.
Yeah,
Oh.
Purdue. I was just laughing at like the plebs. They need books to cast spells, and Mickey over there.
Just like runs through my blood.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't
like
need
that.
school.
You're like that natural athlete that trains for one day and is better than everyone else.
She actually tries not to explode each time she casts a level spell, but keeps on forgetting about wild magic.
Nah, we're all good.
Roll on the wild magic table, Miki.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna fucking happen. 83.
83.
That's a
80.
scary number. That's a big number. I don't like that.
It is.
83. That's the bad number.
It's
No.
not a fireball in my
No.
face if
Uh,
I'm
The
looking at that
whole
right.
party
So,
instantly dies.
each creature within 30 feet of you takes 1d10 necrotic damage.
Oof.
You regain hit points equal to the sum of the necrotic damage dealt. So
Oh, bro.
Damn.
that is 1, 2, 3 Schnabel. Anything else in the room with you? No.
I mean, we're all in a room together, are we not?
Yeah, so you all get zapped. Miki, would you like to describe what this looks like?
Yeah, I guess just energy,
Something.
just like some dark necrotic energy, just kind of I guess she would look constipated for just a slight moment, and then just all of a sudden just a flash of necrotic dark energy kind of just goes out towards each one of you, and then enters you, and then comes right back into her.
And yeah, you regain 20 hit points.
It's a good thing I was not hurt at all.
No.
You regain 16 hit points, and Schnabel is like, ah,
sorry,
get to the chopper.
No, I greatly apologize. It's my mother's side of the family. I've had trouble controlling my magic.
Wild magic. You are no wizard.
I've never claimed to be.
Ah,
Sorry.
the pain.
Cazador, like so with Cazador, like when that happens, Cazador is still looking at the book and he like just opens it and then he feels that and all he's focused on is the book and he looks right at Crash. What do you keep in this book? He closes it immediately.
Crash. Is also is a little like scatterbrained and only took the damage for her ward. So it's
Oh,
like
no.
she also doesn't notice it and she's like, what? What have you found?
Some kind of dark magic took something from me.
No,
Something about
that was
about
me.
Hmm?
Oh, what?
Yeah, you know how sometimes I've kind of made like my magic kind of summoned some creatures, or like made sounds, or summoned bubbles.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah,
flourish.
sometimes
Yeah.
when I get that kind of gurgly feeling, things happen, and sometimes they're not the best. Sometimes they hurt me, and apparently now you guys around me.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I really just thought some of your spells had like cutesy shit attached where it's like, oh, jellyfish are here, here's some bubbles. And then like sometimes we've been like cursed or something because like shit'll just happen on the battlefield. But it's all fast, so it's like, oh, an earthquake, or whatever. But no, I mean, oh, yeah, your magic's a little chaotic then.
Yeah, for like the first 80 years of my life, I was training with my mother to kind of help control that, since she has the same affliction.
Hmm.
But I was kind of halted.
oh, I apologize. Back in the day, I read a little bit about sources and read about that, but I just keep forgetting. It doesn't happen frequently enough that I'm like, oh no, I'm in danger.
Mm. Sometimes it helps out a lot. Sometimes they kind of explode on a noble that you're trying to swindle money out of, and then the queen gets word of that, and she kind of blackmails you.
Oh yes, just a normal Tuesday.
But that didn't happen in this reality, so that's fine.
Yeah. Hey Andre, we all are talking about what kind of magical people. Are you magical? Do you have spellcasting and all?
No, I was just about to tell Miki that it's okay because I'm not a wizard either.
Mm,
We
Oh,
have that in common.
that's great.
I I don't believe in the stuff.
You don't believe in magic,
What?
No,
not even in a young girl's heart.
especially not there.
That just came out. I'm sorry.
Canon. That
especially,
happened.
especially not that.
So Schnabel's just been watching you guys all talk to each other, and then he's like, "Okay, you know I have work to do. Crash,
Oh,
may I take you
sorry.
to the laboratory?"
right. Hold on. I guess I'll be out of commission. Let me just do this real quick. I cast sending to Fia, and I'm just kind of muttering myself like, hey, I'll be unactive for a few days. Look for my companions if you can find them. Kaz, Miki, and Andre to find more information. That was something like 25 words.
And she says, "Oh," she says, "Oh, I'm going to reach out to Finn. I'll look for your companions as well."
I'm gonna cast it one more time. Last spell slot. Right. Sorry to have brought you out and not come back. I'll talk to you when I'm ready.
And you hear back, "I appreciate the intel, Crash. I'll see if I can learn more from Finn. He might need my support." And yeah, end of message. Schnabel's just staring at you as you're casting spells in front of him. And then he's like, "Yeah, as I said, I have to get back to work. Crash, let me hook you up to the ritual machine and we'll get this thing started."
Very well. All right.
See, there's the rub. No magic. Machine.
What?
He says, "It is a magical machine
Wait,
Hey,
created
Andre,
by
what's
wizards.
this?
You
I
you don't
cast.
believe in magic?" He does like prestidigitation and makes like a little dude walk across his hand and he puts it on the other hand. Like, "This is not magic." Anyway,
No, I'm drunk.
and you are part of the group that defeated the queen and protected the realm from evil.
Defeated the queen? Wait, we have a queen?
we
Yeah,
had
Crash.
past tense.
I am regretting my decision to
Look, this
open
guy's
our
new, all
doors.
right? He joined
He
today.
he is very new.
I would hope that the teacher would write off the clearly drunk man at this point.
He is my boss. I apologize.
Guys, you can't say that.
He is your boss.
Yes.
no,
I am entrusting the secrets of the Mage College to a group that works for a drunken orc.
uh,
Look,
Well,
only
they're
Cazador works for
guards.
the drunken orc.
Yes,
Mm.
only I. It is for a quick coin.
mm,
This is very different than what I understood when we first started talking.
uh,
I thought you were a group of heroes who were protecting the realm from evil.
we are. It's Andre is a very new addition, and
Complicated.
it's complicated. They've developed a close connection to each other through work, potentially. I don't know.
Oh, yes, and I apologize. I just Crash, she is a very, very, very intellectual, self-taught wizard. And I am self-taught mostly. We are very capable in the odds of magic. I just like to fool around sometimes. That's just me. I apologize. Andre is a new addition.
All I know from what you said is that there is a force of evil here that the queen worked with. And there is a force of evil internationally in multiple countries. This is something that Fajarul and I must work together to find solutions for. And I hope that I was under the impression that your group was working in this regard as well. But
We
Yeah,
now I
yes.
am very confused.
No,
I-
we are.
I think
Yeah.
when Andre hears him say that there's like an evil at work in other countries, he like sobers up. Maybe not like not drunk anymore, but personality wise. And he will say, I I meant no offense, Schnabel. If what we're doing here is in the work of handling evil in some different countries' governments, then that's something that I would pledge to assist with.
And he hears your pronunciation of the name Schnabel, and then he speaks to you in like German common, and is like, your pronunciation of my name was very good. Are you too from the motherland?
Um,
Let me know what language you say back to him.
I'm assuming it's Dwarvish. I'm gonna say in Dwarvish back to him, what do you mean by the motherland?
Liebenstock.
Yes, I am originally from Liebenstag.
Are you saying that in Dwarvish or common?
Yes, Dwarvish.
Okay. He nods. And then he looks at you other three and he says, well, I understand why your friend was drunk. Crash.
Yeah.
Crash, let us go to the lab.
Of
Um,
course.
Before he leaves, I want to say, since it's been a while since I've seen another from Liebenstag in Dwarvish, I'd like to give you a little gift. And I'll give him like one of my light ales.
He takes it and he says, ah, I do not drink. I'm sure you understand why. But I will regift it. And he
Okay.
he puts it on his desk.
Okay.
Real quick, Jake, I might be totally wrong on this, but I feel like I have a few languages that I didn't give myself that I just kind of like. I feel like I might know Dwarvish.
Well, if you didn't give yourself them,
You don't have to let me,
if you
but
didn't give yourself them ahead of time, I'm gonna say that you're gonna have to roll for them.
sure.
Because nothing is more fun than not preparing your spells and then deciding what spells you prepared in the moment. So I want to random. I know it makes sense with your backstory. So how many spells? I mean, how many languages do you know that you haven't chosen?
I truly don't know. How many languages do wizards get?
I
I think
can
it's two.
answer both your subclass question and your and also your race. So hang on one second.
Like, because I think it's two languages for
Yeah,
a wizard, I think.
but there are other things that give a person a language. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
let's see. So starting with Tabaxi, you get one other language besides common, and then with the other part of your lineage, let's see, I don't see anything about an additional language there. Wow, what an OP lineage. Reborn traits language. You can speak, read, and write common and one other language. So theoretically, if you're replacing your race with this lineage, you retain any language you had and gain no new language. Okay, so it's still 1. And then I think wizard might be 2. Let's check proficiencies. Nope. Nothing under proficiencies. And then which background did you choose?
Folk hero.
Ooh.
Yeah, weird one.
Probably. Yeah, so wizard does not have any
Oh.
language proficiencies as part of the under
I
the
might have.
proficiencies.
Yeah, I actually mixed up with Sage. That's my bad.
I might have
think-
been thinking
Yeah.
something else. All right, no worries.
Yeah.
Folk hero.
Sorry, gang.
You've got 1. You've got 1 beyond common as tabaxi. Folk hero. Did you choose a type of artisan's tools, and did you add land vehicles to your proficiencies on your sheet? Because that's those could be useful one day.
I did not do that. I can do that. I do have vehicle proficiency.
So let's see. Okay, so the last thing to check. Yeah, let me know which artisan's tools you choose. Could be thieves' tools, could be blacksmith's tools. For self-reparations. Okay. Subclass. Okay. Let's just see if you get anything extra language-wise from that. Nope. All right, so you get 1 language.
Yeah.
I would
well,
say
I just wrote like tabaxi since I don't know what the Pervusian language is, but
I
I think
would
that's what I would know. I don't think if I don't.
Tabaxi, Halfling, or Dwarvish.
I'll stick with what I have written down since I wasn't sure if I had a second language somewhere, but yeah, I have.
You already had Tabaxi written down?
Yeah.
All right. So nobody understood you, as far as I know. Cazador has Elvish.
Yep.
Miki has Elvish and Common Sign Language.
I'm gonna do alchemists for my artisan's tools. Does that work?
Yeah.
Wait, how would sign language work for Elvish? I think. Would it
Yeah.
be
I have no fucking clue. I don't speak it. I speak common sign language.
I know. I was just thinking
I
myself, like,
didn't need to expand on this lore.
Common Sign Language is very different from Dwarven Sign Language.
that actually
Right.
brings up so many questions.
So Schnabel's like, okay, I have work to do. Crash, please come with me now to the lab.
I go to the lab.
Sweet.
All right, so Schnabel takes Crash and starts heading north out of the room. Kaz, are you coming with them?
Yes. I'm gonna get probably as close and to whatever cafeteria he was talking about, open public areas. Take Mickey's book and just read for maybe like an hour or more, something like that. Just until he feels like she's bueno, not being dismantled or nothing.
All right, well, we'll get there. So these two leave the room with Schnabel, and Miki and Andre, you are alone in Schnabel's room. What do you do?
Well, Andre, what do you say we head back to the castle? I guess introduce you to Prince Finn and report back what we found here.
That sounds like a good idea.
Do you remember how to get out?
The door?
Sure.
So you guys leave, you head north through various large rooms. Everything looks all Hogwartsy, wooden walls and books and stuff. At some point you hit the end of the hallway heading north and it starts to turn to the west. As you head west, you pass a classroom with the door just partially open, and you hear an older woman muttering to herself inside. Up ahead is a bunch of people waiting in line for the teleportation room. Do you do anything or you just continue on?
I'll look towards Miki. This way or
If I remember, the exit is out that way. Do we want to check out anything while we're around here? I feel like it may. I'm trying very hard to keep my hands to myself.
you've
There's
also got sticky fingers, eh?
That's the weakness.
We could make a detour, grab some stuff.
Steal from my new school.
What's that?
Can
I
roll
love
for
the
something?
dynamic.
I would like to roll for something.
You wanna make a Constitution save to see whether you can hold it, or I guess an intelligence save.
Yeah, it would probably be an intelligence save.
Intelligence save for psychic control.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can take a little look around. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean we're already here. So
Yeah. Exactly.
okay.
Andre sounds like
He's the best enabler.
Andre sounds like he loves stealing things. So yeah, so you're standing in this hallway facing west, and there's people waiting in line for the teleportation room, like midway down this hallway. And to your right is a classroom that sounds like you hear an old lady muttering to herself inside. You just hear like oh the wings. No. No. Beautiful. So that's a classroom off to the north, and there's teleportation, people waiting in line, and then beyond that is more hallway headed west.
Think that lady makes a good mark.
Maybe. She was muttering about wings, so maybe like there's some sort of wing device. Hopefully not just chicken wings. Hopefully it's something more. I say in like message so that no one can overhear us.
Clever.
I just nod.
Yes, we peer into the room with the muttering woman.
Okay, I'm gonna try to AI generate a picture of her.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Gonna give us the sweetest old lady to steal from.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No, this
Not
is
the first time for me to steal from old people.
the person that already
Enemy of the
you,
elderly, Miki.
Miki just ruins everyone's lives. Jeez.
It does.
She helps out other people, but not people that she thinks can do well off without things.
Yeah, like the elderly. Famously doing great.
You've already lived your life.
I mean, they're about to retire anyway.
She won't be mad for
Yeah.
long.
Exactly.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, that could go either one of two ways right there. Oh, is that
All right. I have
diabolical?
finished typing the prompt, so we'll see what it kicks out. So
Awesome.
yeah, you head into this classroom to the north off of this hallway, and there is a woman with her back to you, and she is pinning large and strange bugs to a bug board. And she is dressed in like Jane Goodall safari gear. She's thicker than Jane Goodall and kind of oldish, and she's just arranging bugs on a bug board with pins. This kind of looks like a high school science classroom with, little gadgets and long tables and lots of little shelves and drawers and stuff on the sides. and she's just sort of muttering to herself, and she absolutely does not notice that you've entered the room.
Do any of the bugs look particularly interesting?
It's hard to tell from where you are
Like
because
valuable, like gold or
it's hard to tell from where you are because you're not necessarily near her yet.
okay.
And bugs are small, but she has a number of like little bug baskets, and like bug collecting baskets and little boxes and stuff around, and like a couple butterfly nets and things. Um, and yeah, so I mean, if you want to sort of peek over her shoulder, you can.
Yeah, I'll peek over her shoulder.
Uh, Stealthily.
Attempting.
All right.
Am I still drunk?
Oh no!
Of course.
You are. You've got like an hour
Forgot
left
about
on
that.
it.
Okay. It's only a
Um,
-2.
So give me
Okay.
2 rolls. The first is a stealth roll, and the second is a perception roll.
Okay, okay.
She just smells like alcohol over,
And
over her
I'll
shoulder.
roll for her perception to against the first stealth. Okay, you're gonna be unnoticed. My first roll was a 4, and yeah, you're still unnoticed, even if that's a flat unmodified 7.
It's a
Um,
-1, so it's a 6.
yeah. So, uh, big drunk orc. Wow. everything everything you would want in some roles. uh Big drunk orc peering over this woman's shoulder. She has no idea you're there. You look down at the bugs, and you see a butterfly that looks like its wings are made of gold that is pinned to the thing. And you also see this caterpillar that looks to be like rainbow iridescent, almost holography.
Can I try to swipe the butterfly?
Uh, it is directly in front of her. But you are welcome to try.
Okay.
On this one, I have set a DC for it.
Okay. I think before I do it, actually, let me make sure it doesn't have a verbal component. I'm not just yelling something in her ear. There is a verbal component. I won't do that. So I'm just gonna try and swipe it. I get a +9, so
Oh my
Dang.
god.
Jeez.
that's a 16.
Bro.
Cool. The DC was 16 that I set. So, did you minus your 2?
No! Oh no!
No.
Specifically because you're drunk, you would have done it any other day.
She did smell the alcohol.
I should have cast Bless first.
Yeah, guidance. I've got my picture. I've got my picture of her. So I'm going to show you that.
Right.
Oh,
Aw.
how dare you?
Oh god.
Aw.
How could you do this?
She looks so sweet.
She loves her bugs.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah, you lean over, and you perfectly swipe it. She would not normally notice, but the stench of your beer breath wafts up into her nostrils, and she like coughs, and as she coughs, she bumps your arm, and she turns around, and she's like, oh my God!" Looking up at this giant orc. "What are you doing? Put back the golden butterfly of Eastern Pavus immediately."
I was just astounded by its beauty. I'm so sorry I couldn't help.
Who are you? And then she turns to the 6'8" Mickey, and then she says, assaulted by giants.
No, we greatly apologize. We were just we noticed you earlier, and we kind of overheard you mumbling, and we ourselves are bug fanatics as well, and we share a common interest there, so we're kind of hoping to ask about your findings.
All right, let's have both of you give me deception rolls.
So,
It's kind of a low DC because she really wants to talk to somebody about her
oh
bug.
no.
The 13 on me.
17.
Okay, I made it a DC 12 because she wants to talk about her bugs. So she changes from like, oh, to, oh, I am so glad to hear you are interested in my bugs. Please, may I have the great golden butterfly back?
Of course.
And she says, it was a wonderful selection. You see, the great golden butterfly only flies in Sut Swamp in the eastern part of Parvus. Very rare and beautiful butterfly. Their mating habits are quite exquisite. They fly high into the air, and then the male dives right down into the female's vagina.
Ooh.
Exhilarating.
Loading in eggs.
Truly
I would
exhilarating.
like to subtle spell May's hand and try to take the rainbow caterpillar from behind her back and just kind of slowly raise it kind of out of eyesight above her
When
head.
they mate, it is a shower of golden butterfly reproduction. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand for your mage hand, please.
Do I just use my sleight of hand?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
No.
What is that? That's a small number. Text wise. Is that a 6 or an 8? I'm gonna go with 6.
So 52.
Ready to-
Ew.
Nope.
Mhm.
Nope. She hears the drag of the legs of the caterpillar from behind.
As soon as she turns around, I kind of dispel the mage hand so that she doesn't see a floating hand.
Okay, and then the caterpillar kind of clatters to the table, and she turns around, she takes one of her bug pins and she just jabs it into the rainbow caterpillar, and she says, I could have sworn I killed this bug. The beautiful rainbow caterpillar of northern Rocinante. So beautiful. And how could it have still been alive?
Mhm.
And we will cut from that scene over to Kaz and Crash as Schnabel leads you Crash to oh, what happened? What happened?
¿Qué
What
pasó? ¿Qué pasó, vos?
happened?
What happened?
There it is. Okay, so so he leads you north, west past the Veronica Herp classroom. You two that were in that classroom, you see a nameplate that says Professor Veronica Herp in the
Try to
room.
take the nameplate.
So Schnabel's leading you, Crash and Kaz, past this classroom, which doesn't have these two in it yet. He took you out first, and then past the teleportation room where the frosted glass of the window occasionally lights up with and there's people wearing very different clothes from each other waiting in line to use the room. And as you continue walking west past the room, the door opens and someone comes out of the room. It's a wizard with some sort of armor on that has some dirt and dents on it as he continues to the east. And Schnabel hangs a left at the end of the hall, turning heading south instead of west. And he continues to lead you to and there as you're heading south, there are some halls splitting off from this hall that heads south. There's one that heads off to the west that has sort of a homey feel down that hallway. There's a hall heading off to the east, which Schnabel stops at with Crash, and Schnabel says, "Yeah, this is the hallway."
Got thicker.
He says, "Yeah, I will be taking Crash this way. Kaz, this next hallway off to the east, this is, oh, sorry, the west. This is where you can get a nice lunch and wait in the lunchroom if you like."
Ooh, absolutely. Is the lunch free for non-students, or do I have to pay?
Probably you have to pay.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh,
And
but-
is there any foods you would recommend? This is my first time here.
Yes, try the ham hock.
The ham hock. Ooh.
Yes, try the princess ham hock.
Princess ham hock. Ooh.
It
Quite
is
a
special
prestigious name.
preparation.
I will try this princess ham hock. Thank you. I do love me some ham.
Yes, ham is good. And good. And he points you towards a hallway that's just a little further south and then heading off to the west. And then he looks to head east towards this hallway that has a bit of a sort of a professional feel to it.
All right. Thanks for sticking around, Cass. Enjoy your meal.
Absolutely. Thank you for the read. And if you need me, you know where I am. I'll be there for as long as I can. Probably an hour more. Depends on how interested I am in this book. He takes
Fair
out the
enough.
book. A little bit
I'm-
of shaky hand because of that whole necrotic thing. It's still in his mind. Like he knows it wasn't the book, but it's just like too pitch perfect. He's just a little shaken.
All right. Well, I hope it brings joy and you can, I don't know, find a spell you like or two.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. See you in a few days or in an hour, I suppose, if it goes wrong. No.
Absolutely. Ta-ta.
Bye now.
And Kazor walk.
And I
All right, I'm gonna follow Cazador for a minute. So Cazador, you head into that westerly hallway, and there is a large open lunchroom, big open space, like the size of two high school gyms. And it's about 2:30 p.m. now. So the lunch rush is over, but people are still snacking. You see some teacher-looking individuals eating. You see some youths eating. It is a large open room with lots of wood and many the wood walls and many wooden tables. And there appear to be some people walking around with trays, but there are also some people who look sort of waitery, and a lot of people walking around.
Nice. Kazador will go to the lunch line first and attempt to order the Princess Ham Hock.
Okay, so there's a bit of a wait, and eventually you get up to a man with a hairnet on, and he says to you, "Mashed potatoes."
That depends. Does it come with the Princess Ham Hock?
Ham hocks up the line.
Up the line? Okay. Can I get potatoes
Mashed
and?
potatoes.
Yes, mashed potatoes. Thank
He's
you.
got like
Thank
a
you.
big pot of mashed potatoes behind him and a big ladle, and he just seems to want
Gotta
to
know
mashed potatoes.
everything about this man. We gotta learn.
Kezar is going to be polite, take out his tray and be like, yes, but just a dollop, please. I don't really eat that much.
He takes a huge spoonful and just on your plate, and like
Oh,
half your plate has a big mound of mashed potatoes.
Kezar will look down at it and look back at him and look down and look back. Be like, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Mr. Potato. What is your name, sir?
My name is Francois.
You don't say. I just met a Francois. Wow. Do you only tell truths as well?
Mashed potatoes.
I'll take that as a yes. Have a
You want
good day.
more?
No, no, thank you though. Kaiser will take it and kind of hold it to his chest, the tray. Thank you though. I will go get my ham hock. Thank you. It was nice meeting you, Mr. Francois.
Yep.
Ta-ta.
So next in line, there's a lady, and she looks like a bunny rabbit for a face, and she's like macaroni and cheese.
I love her.
Why, hello there. Yes, Kezar will take out his tray. Just a dollop, please. I don't really eat that much.
She puts a big spoonful on, not a dollop, and she says, "Thank you."
No problem. Thank you. And do you mind if I ask? I don't believe I've met someone of your kind before. What are you? And respectfully.
I am a human.
I, oh, I,
No one told this poor woman her whole life.
really? and just for curiosity's sake, just to state my curiosity, what race am I? Would you say, just based on appearances?
Well, you look like a human,
Okay.
fellow human.
Yes. Does Kazor have like a spoon or anything? Like a spoon?
You have a spoon? Sure. With your tray?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so Kazor would take the spoon and the reflective side, the like round side, would kind of hold it up, and and would you say this? You look exactly the same?
Macaroni and cheese.
What's her name?
I love her.
You want more macaroni?
No, thank you though. Do you mind if I inquire of your name though?
Thank you.
You're quite an interesting character.
My name is Hildita.
Hildit. Wow. Prestigious name. Does it hold any meaning?
My mother's name.
I see. And was your mother a human as well?
I am a human, and so is she.
I see.
I feel offended.
I apologize. I apologize. When I meet another human, I just like conversating. I'm a bit of a blabbermouth. I apologize. I did the same thing to man before Francois. Thank you for your macaroni and cheese and your company. I shall take my leave. I'm sure other people would be delighted to have your human mac and cheese. Well, have a great day. Maybe we meet again.
Okay. You go further down the line and you see an array of proteins, tofu, chicken, salmon, ham hock, sort of laid out.
I Kazor will observe it all and he'll um look at all. He doesn't. Is there like names like right below the foods and stuff like that tell you what they are?
Yeah, and
Sweet.
the one by the ham hock says Princess Ham Hock.
I
It has like lemon zest on it and
Ooh.
little capers.
ooh,
All right.
right up his
That sounds
alley.
delicious.
Yes. Oh, uh, may I have the Princess Ham Hock? And Kazor will hold out his tray.
This one person hands it to you. They don't say anything.
Please
Do
tell
you
me
know-
this one's a Haragon just for the joke.
I love it's like the first two are just like potatoes, mac and cheese, and this guy's just absolutely stoic. Why, hello there.
It's a person of indeterminate gender in all white, like almost like a white suit and white gloves, and they're just staring at you.
I must say, you are quite brave to be handling food with white gloves and a white attire. I would not be as brave. I'm quite clumsy sometimes. Do you, do you mind if I inquire of your name? Nice to meet you. I'm Cazador. Cazador Notlum of the Notlum family. Yes, this is my first time here and I'm quite enjoying it. And yes, it is funny because I was recommended the Princess Ham Hock and it looks very exquisite. And were you the one who made this? Oh, I am sure whoever made this was ah had care in the work, passion, if you will. Yes, I I can foresee a great future with this one. Do you have any like desserts or anything you would recommend me? I am, like I said before, I am new here. This is my first time. Why, thank you. You are by far one of the most enjoyable people I
The person points at the salmon.
the salmon. Really? Thank you. You are the best. Thank you. I will hold off for now. If I'm still hungry later, I might be here for a while. So if I am hungry later, I will be sure to try the salmon. And may I just say, you are a very interesting character. I really enjoyed this. This was nice. Exactly. Exactly. I hope you have a good day. I genuinely hope I meet you again. Ta-ta. Take care. The princess like I love it. Because just have a kind of like awkward smile, a really awkward smile as he kind of walks away. Feels a little bit embarrassed, but then just like he was having a little bit of fun with it, but mostly embarrassed. And he will go over and is there any like what people are kind of sitting? Is there like elves?
There are a lot of people of a lot of different races.
Awesome. Like
There are the youths and there are the olds.
I think Kazor would kind of go over to the olds. He would
Yeah,
go over to a table predominantly like elders, older people, and go over, sit down where there's a free spot.
yeah, you sit near a couple professor types. One looks grumpy and a bit round, and the other one looks like very stylish with an ascot. And they're both eating their food very differently from each other. And they seem to have no interest in you as you sit down at the table at the end of them.
Awesome. Kazor will um you know what, he's actually just going to put his plate down, look at the just he's never eaten this much food before, so he's kind of intimidated. He's gonna try and focus on the food and the book at first for like maybe like 15 to 20 minutes. And then he'll try and strike up a conversation with some of the olders. Probably the one with the ascot first.
Okay. We will find out about that conversation in a
Let's go.
bit. But now we're going to cut to Crash, who is led down the hallway by Schnabel. And you enter an area of offices. There appear to be a few different types of administrative offices on the northern and southern side of this hallway. Each of them, as you pass them, just sort of glimpsing through the window, you see that each of them is decorated very differently. They appear to be perhaps the offices of some of the elders of the college. Um, you can see ahead of you down the hallway to the east. The hallway kind of crescendos in one rather large and massive office, which one could surmise, not knowing if one is correct or not, but one could surmise that that might be the High Elder's office, and it has very dark wood pillars and door around it. Just a glimpse through the windows reveals nothing, almost like it's not even decorated, but it's hard to tell from where you are because that's way down the hallway, and Schnabel veers to the south down another hallway. Let me know if you're doing anything. You just continue to follow.
I'm just continuing, yeah.
So Schnabel heads south, and after a little while, the walls turn to metal. All of a sudden, the walls become metal paneling with rivets and screws as you're heading south. And pretty soon, you get to a door that has both magic runes and lots of rivets on it, sort of a combo arcane and science feeling door. And Schnabel waves his hand in a couple places over the runes on the door, and the door slides open like a Star Trek door. It's like you hear air noises, kind of thing. And beyond it is what can only be described as a laboratory. There are various metal tables with metal arms coming down from the ceiling with claws on them, and like strings that control the claws, maybe. There are several sort of hard metal bed looking things, and a few magical machines. You see purple and blue, like Tesla lightning shooting around. Tesla, the scientist, not the car company. Lightning shooting around, and it just appears to be a confluence of magic and science in this room, and there's a lot going on with various contraptions. There is the door you came in, and there's another door beyond it to the south. And Schnabel leads you over to one of the beds in the southeastern corner of the room. However, this bed is less of a flat metal bed and more of a series of gotta put on different music, bro. Series of it's like a series of reticulated metal pieces, almost like a rib cage that would wrap itself around you like a prehensile metal octopus of a contraption. You see various cuffs on it and electrodes and such. And Schnabel says, yeah, uh, while we are alone, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Does your arcane ward have a name?
Sorry?
Your arcane ward?
No, I never put thought to that. Why would you suggest that?
Well, when I was looking at you, examining the sphere of your magic, you appeared to be dead, but your ward appeared to be alive. So, does it have a name?
Huh. As what do you then who am I?
Yes, something to ponder while I go get Fadra rule in a couple hours and the ritual continues. Uh, who are you? Yes, that is a question. And he picks up two of the arms of the of this table, and it's kind of like they're like metal dog leashes with metal dog collars on the end, or kind of like they're the long metal arms of a spider with two circular pinchers on the end. And he says, please, put this around your wrists.
Hey, quick question. By doing this, the ward won't be damaged at all, will it?
He says, oh no, we just wish to study you.
All right. I offer my one wrist.
The machine clamps around your wrist hard, and you feel yourself held. And as you accept that hold, the other metal thing reaches out and grabs your other wrist. And
What
now
other wrist?
Yeah, she has.
it grabs your neck.
Ah,
And the rest of the sort of appendages of this contraption wrap themselves around you until, and then the electrodes like lay themselves over your scalp, and you find yourself wrapped in metallic tubes and chains and links, kind of like a Borg.
uh-huh.
And the table pulls you down into a bed-like position, and you're laying there wrapped in all of these metal things, your wrist clamped, your stump clamped. It wraps around your other hand, your other wrist, which is your stump wrist, and you're almost like encased in this stuff. You look like a futuristic cyborg robot cat lady.
Yeah.
And And Schnabel says, "Yeah, now we will find out who is inside of you." And he says, "This ritual will take about 2 days. So I will begin." And he presses a couple buttons on a nearby magical machine, and then he starts to cast a spell, and green light starts to shoot out from him like vines or tendrils, each one of them connecting to you as he turns with his eyes closed to a mirror next to him and starts moving his hand around, and various green figures and runes start to appear on the mirror. And then after multiple of these green tendrils are connected to you wrapped up in this metal thing, uh, he makes a motion, and the source of the green tendrils transfers to this mirror that's on the wall next to him. And now all of these green tendrils are connected to you by this mirror instead of him. And he continues to chant as the green tendrils have blue balls of energy that flow down into them, and red balls of energy that flow back up the tendrils into the mirror. And you you've ever been in an MRI machine, it kind of feels like that. If you've ever heard an MRI machine,
Today we're bringing
Today.
Listen, I'm doing all of this so that I can go to this school and make friends with all of those people in that cafeteria.
Yes.
I'm gonna get
Kazar's made
so.
I guess have you been in an MRI machine before?
I have not been in an MRI machine.
It's pretty wild. Let me give you a bit of the experience.
today we're bringing
It sounds like an advertisement.
I've definitely had pretty intense like medical horror dreams. So ooh, okay.
These as these spheres are as these spheres of energy are coming up and down the green tentacles from you into the mirror, you start to hear these sounds in your head. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's more you hear this pulsing underneath it all, almost like mechanical lungs guiding everything. And then all of a sudden you'll hear loud noises, and your eyes roll back in your head, and you're no longer really aware of the room. You're floating in a space, hearing these pulsing noises. And yeah, you are not really in control of yourself anymore.
All right.
Let's go.
So back to Andre and Miki, who are
Let's go.
lightheartedly stealing objects from an old lady. Uh,
From Crash into these two chuckle fucks.
so Veronica Herp stabs the rainbow caterpillar back down onto the thing, and then turns around and looks at you both and says, well, that was very strange. Now, as I was saying about the great golden butterflies that live in Sut Swamp to the east of Parvus, they are very rare. I told you of their mating habits, but would you like to hear about their habits of feeding, which are also quite unique?
Um, I'll look over at Miki and say, I'm not sure if we really have the time to learn more fascinating facts about these creatures.
Hmm. Yes, we were just hoping to pop in and figure, just gain some slight information. We're on a tight schedule, but we just wanted to, I guess, check in, I guess.
We're new here, so I'm sure we'll be seeing you around, and you'll have ample time to describe to us their unique feeding habits, and so much more about all these wonderful creatures.
She says, oh, what a disappointment. I was really hoping to explain to you about every creature in front of me. But not very many people are interested in such things.
Hmm.
It is only I who follow this pursuit here. How could I expect you to have interest? Oh, well, I thought you were interested when you picked up the butterfly, but I guess I was mistaken.
No, it's all very interesting. It's
Should we
just that
roll
we're on
for
a
guilt trip?
Roll wisdom saves.
Was
No, you don't have to roll for guilt trip. Just let
I'm
me
not the
let
DM.
me
I'm
know how
just-
you respond.
No, we are
Listen.
genuinely very interested. It's just that we're on a tight schedule. We're on business for other people, but we have a friend here, and when we come back to retrieve her, uh, hopefully we can have an in-depth conversation about these rainbow butterflies. I mean, not the golden butterflies. I apologize.
And the rainbow caterpillar.
Yes, the rainbow iridescent. I say the full insect names that she said to us that I am blanking on currently.
She cheers up a little bit at that and says, "Okay, well, very good. I did want to get my display correctly arranged. I hope you did not tear the wing on the great golden butterfly of Eastern Parvus." Here's
I hope so too. It's a truly beautiful, amazing creature. And it's been wonderful to meet you. And I'll like put my finger on her thing, her what is it called? Her nameplate, and I'll say Miss Veronica Herp.
She says, "Yes, well, Professor Herp to you, I'm sure." Ho, 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 ho. And she turns around and starts messing with her bugs once more.
As she's turned around, is there like any sort of chemicals on like a lab desk behind her, like some sort of formaldehyde or something?
Sure, of course. Why not? Some kind of chemicals, of course.
Can I just attempt to swipe them as she's turned around and then leave the room?
You want to swipe random chemicals?
I just want to take random things. Maybe they're useful. Maybe a microscope. I don't know.
Oh,
I
Your
if
hand
she's
is all-
turned around, can I try and take the nameplate?
All right. Let me get two rolls from you both. Stealth first and then sleight of hand second.
Okay.
Bro, y'all are relentless. I love it.
He turned around.
the moment you turn
He
around.
turned around
Yes,
from
bro.
two kleptomaniacs.
I think once Andre says Miki's still going for it, he's like, I'm still gonna go for it then too, I guess.
All right.
Mickey,
13 is my
Mickey-
stealth.
Mickey's stealthy enough.
Ugh.
I got a 1. Not natural though, at least.
Oh
Okay.
my
Roll,
god.
roll with
So y-
disadvantage.
Yes, I'm wearing scale mail. I forgot that the first time.
Ah,
Oh.
Oh.
Does that
Okay.
apply to a sleight of hand? Oh no.
Stealth you said first, and then
yeah,
sleight of
stealth
hand.
and then
Um,
sleight of hand. So Daniel, you failed your stealth. So Miki, roll me the sleight of hand.
$14.
Let's
Okay.
go.
You get a chemical, a bottle with a chemical in it. It has no understandable label. It has no label that makes sense to you. But you do have a bottle of chemicals. As you slip it into your pocket, the orc trips and falls drunkenly against the classroom desk that has the nameplate on it, and the nameplate slides off and falls on the ground. Herp turns to you and says, please, you must learn to be more graceful when in the laboratory. You could break one of my precious insects. Please, if you've been drinking, I would like you to leave and come back later when you are feeling better.
Very understandable, Miss Herp. I'm sorry to have been such a distraction from your studies.
I go over and try to help Andre up. Kind of positioning myself between Andre and the nameplate to kind of hide the nameplate that fell. And I'm gonna try to subtly
Gonna try not to
nameplate
do.
behind my back.
We're Veronica Herp.
Wow.
This is right. We need this.
How many
Alright,
times is that?
Roll sleight of hand one more time.
Yes!
Let's go. Finally. Of all the things.
Do you
Nat 20,
wanna-
making it 26.
Do you want to grab anything else while you're down there?
Oh, snap.
Sure, what else is there? I'll
What-
take anything and everything.
What do you
Nets,
imagine? What do you imagine is there?
what's on the floor?
Yeah, I'll make something up that's boring, but do you have something in your imagination that's down there that's in this?
Maybe like a cage of like a bug sample. Maybe like a caged bug or something.
Yes. You pick up a small sort of coffin-shaped glass box with a sliding lid, and it appears to have a large angry wasp in it.
Oh my god.
I suddenly put those in my bag,
You do.
and I just help Andre up, just like okay, yeah, he's a bit clumsy. Let's just get out of here. Oh, you actually have one.
Yeah, I got it long time ago when I was like 6 or something in New York.
Cool.
Aw.
I
That's
don't have
awesome.
bugs, but
It's a crab, but
yeah. I tried.
Grab in a box.
I have little bird wings.
oh.
Well, now I have to get something.
The only thing I ever had was a shark tooth, but I forgot where that went.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you take her shit and you leave?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I help Andre up and just message him being just like, I got it.
Can I talk back with message or?
Yeah.
Yes, you can
Okay.
respond.
Then I respond and say I'm usually better at that, but I'm usually not drinking at this time either.
That's fair. I kind of figure you're still a little bit hungover.
All right, so y'all are back out in the hallway. You came from the east, heading west. You see the line of people waiting for the teleportation room, and then the hallway continues west. What are you two gonna do to?
All right, should we get out of here now before she notices, or?
Yeah, let's get out before she catches on.
Yeah. Christ will still be here tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Is the angry wasp I have alive?
Yes,
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like,
it's buzzing around inside of this little glass coffin thing.
gotcha,
Gonna have to
gotcha.
feed it.
Could
Or use
release
it.
it upon an enemy.
I mean, I heard wasps have a photographic memory.
So, what are you doing?
To the castle, I guess.
To the castle.
I like kind of drunk Andre going like, yeah, that's my vibe now.
So you guys head west. You pass a hallway that heads north that has like gray stones in the walls, and you turn and head south past the homey hallway on the west, the officey hallway on the east, the dining hall hallway on the west, and you continue south, arriving at the large couple football fields, open green space with gray pillars on the sides, and cavorting wizarding students lying about. Do you continue onward to the waiting room from where you originally entered?
What do you think, Miki?
I'm good to keep going.
Let's get out of here.
Mm.
To the castle.
All right, you leave. You're at the top of the steps with the Mage College on one side, the library on the other. You go down the steps. Now you're at the bottom. Andre, your drunkenness wears off. No more -2s. You start walking back to the castle. Takes a long time to get there. You head south towards the docks district, then back north. You pass the workshop where people are doing sciencey things. You continue to the north. You pass the temple district. You see various temples like the Temple of Mufinder and Fetlon. You cross the river heading east, and start to head south past the Tamerwind compound, where people be studying magic and being all neutral and aloof. You continue south, you start to hit the dirt of the chop. It is now almost 4 p.m. for Miki and Andre as they continue through the dusty chop and down back towards the docks again. Longshore people sweating and unloading, heading west into the travelers district, people drinking, doing their thing, continuing north past the nobles quarter, making it to the gate of the castle, now about 6 p.m. Long walk across the city. Of course, you are recognized and allowed entry. And at that point, will we cut back to Kaz and his lunchroom conversation?
I do not mind letting it go to Mickey and Andre a little bit longer.
Well, we're actually closing out the session in
okay.
just a minute or two. So I'll tell you what, let's go back to Kaz. So
Right.
Kaz, you wanted to engage the professor in chat. There's one man who looks frumpy and grumpy, and another man who looks well coiffed, ascot, argyle, tweed, well coiffed, graying hair, slender, and he's eating in a very different way from the other man. And what do you say to him?
I say, why, hello there. My name is Cazador. I wanted to start a conversation if you would permit it. I apologize. I see you are eating, but it is my first time here and I'm thinking of enrolling and just wanted to acquaint myself with the uh, people who attend this college, whether it be a professor or a student, anyone.
Yes, well, pleasant to meet you, Cazador. My name is Ian Locke.
It is a pleasure to meet you too, Elon. My name is Cazador Notlum of the Notlum family.
Wonderful. He keeps eating.
Yes. And Kazor takes a couple bites, and then he looks back at the Professor Elon. And so I I was thinking of enrolling, but I had a question of would I be able to specifically learn like blade singing and elven magic like on the first year, like right when I come in, can I enroll in that? Or is there like a general studies I have to go through to get to it?
Yes, they do teach electives blade singing for first years, but you are correct. The bulk of your work is general education. I,
Hmm.
of course, am a transmutation professor.
Oh,
So,
transmutation, you say?
yes, have you ever turned lead to gold or water
No,
to oil?
no, but I have turned 10 gold into 100, or make it seem like 100.
Ah, that sounds a bit like illusion magic.
Yes.
Transmutation is the actual change of one thing to another. For example, this full plate into an empty plate.
In that case, I am very well versed in transmutation.
Ah, very good. Well, perhaps one day, Mr. Uh, no, no, Note, Nolam,
No, no, Notlum. It's like
Nolan,
no, Notlum,
no, Note, 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 Note,
Notlum,
Note, Notelan,
Notlum,
no, Nolan, no, no.
Notlum, Notlum.
Yes, sir. Sir. Yes, one day perhaps I will teach you transmutation, Mr. Nolan.
Yes. No. Yes. And I have a inquiry for you, more of a personal one. The cafeteria, that last person there in all white, I wanted to inquire them. They they intrigue me. Do they have a like do they have a story or are they new here? Are they like a elder here? What's going on? I'm very intrigued. Do you know anything of them?
Well, that is, I believe that person's name is Kana.
Kana, you say?
Yes, they've worked in the kitchens for a long time. I've seen them here for a few years now. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about Kana beyond they usually serve the proteins.
Oh, I see. Okay. Why, thank you. And is there any subjects here in this school that are more advanced? Like, would you say the most advanced you can get is for a student? And how long would it take to get there?
The grumpy guy next to Ian looks at you and looks at Ian, and he says to Ian, Christ, this guy's talking your ear off. Who's Christ? Batlon, this guy's talking your ear off. Can you believe it? Oh,
I do apologize. I have that tendency from time to time. I just find I am a noble. I'm sure that does not surprise you, and you are very regal. Like, it is very apparent. You ooze it. And I just feel comfortable.
Ian says, well, thank you very much.
You're very
Sometimes
welcome.
transmutation is a matter of attitude more than anything else.
Hmm.
And the other guy says, "Ah, we set student teacher hours for a reason. Oh,
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Elon. Only a very select few could ever understand the way to present yourself and uphold yourself for such magics as transmutation and others. It takes a special kind of person to understand and grasp it through more refined matters.
all right. We're gonna end the session there. With the party dispersed to the far winds. I'm sure next time Andre and Miki will split up as well. And we're gonna go to checkouts.
Let's go.
Who's raise your hand if you have inspiration currently. 2 or 3 people. Okay, so we will not be giving out inspiration. Womp 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 womp. What do you call that stuff? Miki, the bottle that you took is chloroform.
Oh God. Okay.
And then you have that wasp. So who knows what could happen from that. All right. So I'm trying to think of a third thing. Oh, I've got an interesting idea. All right. So favorite thing about the session, something you enjoyed that another player did, or sorry, let's do something you enjoyed about the session. And then just for fun, just to try it out, we're gonna do favorite quote of the session. Could be a player, could be a PC or an NPC or anything, who knows. And womp, 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 womp. Zach,
So,
you're up first.
okay. So I really, really enjoyed the session. Just the whole role-playing part of it, and the splitting up was super fun because I got to see a dynamic I never expected, but loved so much. I never knew I needed it until now. The dynamic of Andre and Mickey, just the like, bro, I forget what the term is. It's sticky fingers, the sticky finger duo. Um, that was so fun, and just the absolute where they tried stealing something, got caught, tried stealing again, rebound, got caught, rebound. Bro, it was so hilarious just seeing. I didn't think they would actually get out of there with anything.
Oh, I didn't either.
Oh, man. I liked the cafeteria. That was also, I felt so bad when the second person said they were human. When you said bunny face, I thought you just meant like facial features. At that point, I was like, oh no. But then they're just in denial. I like the third person. They got to be my favorite, absolute favorite. I like that whole interaction. Hmm. Something a player did. Okay. Lately, ever since we got into the college, I've really, really enjoyed two things. that that Daniel and Eve did. Eve, Crash and Kazor has been like talking more and kind of getting closer with the wizard thing and conversing about that. That's really cool for character development. And Kazor finally got that spell book. I kept forgetting to ask for it. Andre, dude, I like you just committing to that drunk, tall orc, beefy, but trying to be subtle and sneaky. When you're like sneaking up on that old lady, I was like, no way, no way he's gonna try this drunk. There's no way. But you almost made it work, and I hats off to you, bro. That was awesome. And favorite quote? That has gotta be the third person. Their quote was by far the most inspirational. It moved me on the inside from the cafeteria, the third person all white. Beautiful. I was almost in tears. That's gotta be my favorite quote.
All right. Daniel, you're next.
Something I enjoyed about the session was the whole thing with Crash, just like having this like kind of encounters of the third kind, alien abduction, like kind of operation table setting, and then like everything kind of latches her down, and you said she's not in control of her. That sounds terrifying. And the fact that that is happening while at the same time we're like, she's fine. She said she would be fine 5 minutes ago, so she's probably still fine for the next 3 days, right? I thought that was just really well described, and I also thought it's a funny dichotomy there. Something I enjoyed that another player did. I would give it to Miki for I thought I was gonna be the only one with sticky fingers in this campaign. I didn't realize Miki also had sticky fingers. And now we're just both the enablers just pushing each other further and further. And favorite quote of the session. I always have such a tough time remembering all the things I enjoyed about a session, but I think it's probably gonna be not in person or not in character, but when Miki was like, yeah, and while I'm helping Andre up, I'll try and take the nameplate also.
Nice. All right. Alex, you're next.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the session. I very much enjoyed Crash's how Crash was just like, yeah, I want to figure out more about this ward, and then going and then having that whole MRI kind of very terrifying from an outside perspective of just like losing consciousness of, well, losing control of your body while being, I think, still conscious a little bit. I don't know. I find that very terrifying, but a very interesting image, as well as like I'm very interested in seeing what information comes out of that. And yeah, I loved Kaz's whole cafeteria scene. It was so great. And also just the Jekyll and the hiding with Andre with just conning out an old safari bug keeper. I love that. Yeah, I guess my favorite quote of the session would have been just like the bunny being just like, I'm human. That broke me.
She's human, man. She's human. She's human.
I was full on expecting a sweet like tan Haragon with like cute green ears, and then just like, no.
Yes, I was expecting her to say something like, "Oh no, both my parents are human, so I gotta be human." Like she's a doctor or something like that.
Oh,
That's what I was expecting.
Well, maybe we need to talk to her a little further and find
Uh,
out what the true deal is over there. All right, Eve.
Ah, um, I very much enjoyed the beautiful and terrifying description of the MRI magic machine. Very fun. I realized the moment my hand got clamped, like, oh yeah, I could roll insight. Um, and I was thinking about doing it after getting clamped, but I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know if this was bad. So we'll roll some dice and we'll see if I come out of this good. So that's great. I loved the weird little guy game. I think Jake had some stellar NPCs this session. I liked the cafeteria group. Um, I truly couldn't handle myself throughout that scene. That was very, very funny. I I like the development between me and Kaz's relationship. I think that was fun. I liked Kaz being talky with everyone in the cafeteria and trying to learn about these teachers. Um, I loved the criminal dynamic between Miki and Andre. Just really victimizing this bug-loving old woman. Very, very good. I was also gonna say "I'm human" as my favorite quote. I feel like it'll be good to think of another one. Maybe. eh, No, "I'm human" was so good. I'm sorry. I'm gonna also have that. Uh, Also, just a side note, I feel like there might be some interesting lore implications that got delivered like right at the start of the session. Like whatever's going on with the Archmage Falderul or whatever actually seems like a thing to think about. But I feel like so much happened this session that I gotta come back to that.
Yeah, well, apparently you're just gonna be tied up for a couple days, so um we'll see how that works out. Uh
Absolutely.
I could be wrong, but there is something so funny about we've been at this mage college for a day and we've talked to as many professors as we have lunch ladies.
Yeah.
uh,
Well, three.
And then
what does that
those,
remind me of? Lunch lady something? Is something that has lunch lady in it? Is there a popular culture reference that has lunch lady in it?
I feel
Lunch
like
lady
there is, but I
something?
can't think of one. The
Mm.
thing I'm thinking of is Ned's Declassified Survival Guide of the Lunch Lady.
Well, y'all, another fun session. Uh interestingly, interestingly, we haven't had a combat session since you destroyed the queen.
Oh dang.
So that's one, two, three, four, 5 sessions since.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
There's five
Dang.
sessions since you killed the queen.
Dude,
Uh
that's 5 weeks.
I was truly like, oh, that was like 2 sessions ago. We're
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Sorry.
it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm not the type of DM to just throw a combat at you for the fuck of it. Like you two are walking back to the castle and a bunch of people try to kill you for no apparent reason. It's usually part of the story. And so I just hope y'all are okay with it. You seem to be having a blast, like having drinking games and gambling with Gabadan and stealing
Gabaday.
Veronica Herp's objects and stuff. So, uh,
Absolutely.
Mm.
but yeah, definitely some mysteries to be unraveled the tension between Welrar Muradin and Fadrarul. Now Crash is just encased in something. How's that gonna work out? What's gonna happen to her? Now Fia is gonna seek out the prince. Andre and Miki are headed back to talk to the prince. Kaz is just chilling in a lunchroom, talking to basically Paul Giamatti and Ian McClellan. Um, that's that's who you're talking to. Some versions of them. If anybody saw the movie The Holdovers, I'm thinking about Paul Giamatti's character from The Holdovers for the other guy, the other professor at the table. Yeah, there are a lot of mysteries going on, and I want us to keep track of all of our threads and where we're going. I'm gonna I'm gonna finish typing up the plot summary, and I'll put that up, and the notes of all these interesting characters. I was hoping that one of your favorite quotes would be mashed potatoes,
I
but
was
Oh,
thinking
it
about
was.
it. I was seriously thinking about, but I thought the whole bit of just not talking was it impacted me more.
oh, now we got Francois, Hildita, and Kana, along with Ian and the other fellow whose name you haven't discovered yet, and Veronica Herp. You all are collecting quite the menagerie. So, 1 week from today, more game, more joy. Where's Golethakosh? Who's Golethakosh working with? What is the mistress gonna do? Oh, find out on the next episode of Elenia Toth.